Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Happy Hour Live. Cheers. I have my Cape May Brewing Oktoberfest beer. And hey, guys, I have a witch hat today, and I will tell you why. Because we have a very exciting show. Halloween is my favorite holiday, and, you know, we've really got an exciting guest on for you today. So we have the Kitchen Step in Jersey City. They're going to be making us an appetizer as well as a couple Hocus Pocus themed cocktails, which is why I had to come in my witch hat. So let's introduce Executive Chef Ryan DiPerzio as well as mixologist Ray Keane on. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Rebecca.
So before we get into the kale salad that you're going to make, Chef Ryan, let's talk about, you know, the Kitchen Step. Are you guys open outdoors, indoors? Tell us a little bit about your opening, and also typically I know you guys are wearing masks. I've asked you to take them off just for the sake of the show so everybody can see your beautiful faces, but you can tell us a little bit about your COVID preparations as well.
Absolutely. So Kitchen Step reopened Memorial Day weekend with outdoor dining.
Right.
The support of Jersey City has been huge. We've actually been quite busy in doing about 75 to 80% of our sales. And now that indoor dining has happened, we're doing a little bit of indoor, but if you've been to Kitchen Step, and I believe you have, right, Rebecca? You've
yes.
been before. Mm-hmm. It's a very small restaurant. We only have about 48 seats, so 25% of indoor dining is 12 seats. So majority of our dining is outside. We've been very fortunate that the weather has been doing us a favor and staying nice, and you know, we're very grateful that everybody's supporting us and we're staying busy. You can get the normal dining, but you can also get takeout cocktails.
Yep. Oh, good to know.
You know, we're still doing beyond that, and then we're setting up for we're setting up for Thanksgiving, which is why I'm doing the kale salad. It is one of the dishes that you can order in advance for pickup on Thanksgiving. Awesome. So if you're going to a party, you can get either like a sweet potato gratin or a kale salad, or even if you need gravy, we're going to offer smoked gravy. So we have a bunch of things that we're offering that you can pick up.
Great. So you guys are going to do all my work for me on Thanksgiving, is what I'm hearing.
That's it.
Okay.
You know, nice. You're going to a party, you can do pickup, and we'll have it ready for you just to walk in like, here you go.
Perfect. So I know, as everybody saw on the clips, that you could see that there's some outdoor heating. So, you know, I know it's getting a little chillier, but you guys have that covered, adding a little bit of warmth. And with that said, let's dive into showing us how to make this kale salad.
Absolutely. So for us, the kale salad has been very special to us because it's one of the opening dishes. And if you've been to any of my restaurants, they're very seasonal. But we also have staples, and the staples end up staying on the menu because we would be crucified if we took them off because they're so good. So this is one of those dishes. And like I said, it'll be also something that you can pick up for Thanksgiving if you'd like. So it's very simple too. This dish has chopped green kale, a pinch of mint for that brightness, some farro that we pour in for that texture, Beamster Gouda cheese, okay? And then it's a chopped kale Caesar. So this is the Caesar dressing.
Do you guys make that in-house?
Of course.
I don't even know why I asked. I knew the answer.
No bought dressings in any of the RD restaurants. So very simple here. We take all the ingredients minus the candied walnuts. We mix it together real well, just like this. All right. And then I'm going to actually ask Ray. Ray, can you give me a nice circle around? I like to put a little. Yep. I like to put a little dressing on the plate, so as you're scooping up, you have a little,
nice.
little dressing to scoop up with as well. Then
That's a great tip for anybody who's plating at home.
Exactly. We take the salad, and The biggest thing with kale salad for me is that it can be slightly overdressed.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, kale salad, other salads, I always tell my cooks to underdress it because the lettuce is so fragile and it can wilt it and make it soggy. But for kale, because it's so tough, you can dress it nicely. You can work it with your hands, and then we finish it with some broken candied walnuts. So you have all these. You have the flavor of Caesar dressing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have all these accoutrements that have different flavors, like the Gouda, the walnuts, the farro, and it's just a great salad. It's very refreshing from the mint, and it's a very popular dish here. So that's it. Enjoy.
Awesome. I love that you showed us how to make one of your signatures. I'm always so interested to hear about, like you said, those recipes that people just can't take off the menu because there will be a riot. So you guys can make it at home, or Chef Ryan just showed you how. Or like he said, you guys are offering some Thanksgiving options, so you can just have Chef Ryan make it for you and take it out.
So.
Awesome.
I'm going to leave the rest to this guy because I'm feeling a little thirsty.
Yes, I think we need some of our cocktails. So Ray,
yes.
First of all, tell us how you came up with the idea for this trio of martinis.
So I will give 1,000% credit to a drunken night and Disney Plus.
Nice.
When I got home one night, I was just very, very in the mood to watch a Halloween movie, and I was to Disney Plus, and I saw Hocus Pocus, and I just always remembered that being kind of very nostalgic for me. I remember my parents taking me to see it in the movie, so I just kind of was like, oh yeah. And then this year we did a pretty popular Halloween cocktail that was kind of zombie inspired. So this year I wanted to go a little bit of a different route, but Halloween is my favorite holiday as well. So I wanted to make an homage to the Sanderson sisters. So we do it in a trio here. We serve them almost like in an ascending like flight order.
Mm-hmm.
And then each one is based on the personality and pretty much also the color of the robe that they wore.
Awesome.
The first one, when the recipes pop up, the recipe will make enough for 2 full cocktails. We have them batched because we serve them in a flight. And I always recommend, honestly, if you're going to have a party, always batch out your cocktails because you want to attend your party. You don't want to be like working it half the time.
Right.
So the first one we started with was Sarah, which is essentially a riff on a tequila Cosmo. Since Sarah Jessica Parker played that character, she also was in Sex and the City.
Yeah, we got a little Carrie Bradshaw. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that would be the most appropriate. And to keep it kind of in that fall riff, instead of using cranberry juice, we use a little bit of hibiscus tea, which also makes it a little bit brighter of a red color. So we start with that one. We always recommend to drink this one first.
Is that because this one is the sweetest or has the lightest flavor?
Would definitely be like the most refreshing. I think it would be the best to kind of wake up your palate, especially if you're going to have a flight, which this one actually, it's, most cocktails have 2 ounces. You're getting about 4.5 or 5, depending on how generous I am when I'm batching. Okay, so yeah, I think it's best to just kind of start with a nice, bright, refreshing one to really kind of just set the tone. Definitely let you know you're drinking tequila, though.
Mm-hmm.
Should I?
Yeah, please, Chef.
Rebecca, I just want to let you know how good it is. But you don't have to wait for me. You can keep going.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So
Cheers, Chef Ryan.
Sister Mary, she, I just remember the one scene where they went into Satan's house and she was just eating like a tremendous amount of candy. So I thought you got to make this one like the sweeter one, kind of more along the lines of like a candy-esque type of flavor.
Right.
Now, just like Chef Ryan, everything I can make in-house, I absolutely possibly do. I don't like to buy anything, organic products or any of that. So the big one here is the pomegranate syrup, which is kind of what really gives it the texture and the nice mouthfeel of the final cocktail. So get a nice, decent, I use like pomegranate juice and some nice organic sugar. Just bring that to a boil. I throw a little spice in there. I use star anise. I just think it kind of played well with the chocolate bitters that are also in the cocktail. But this is one of those moments where you could definitely feel free to add anything that you particularly like. My dad really likes cinnamon sticks. So anytime he makes it, he throws a bunch of cinnamon in there.
Right.
And then to keep with that sweetness in the candy, we have a little bit of citrus and then some chocolate bitters. And I also decorate the inside of my glass with a little bit of chocolate to kind of reinforce.
Oh, nice.
Chef.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Chef Ryan, you guys try this one as well. I have to say, this one sounds like the most interesting to me. You know, I've never seen these flavors together in a cocktail, so I can't wait to stop by and try the Mary in particular. This one kind of caught my eye.
I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first time I'm trying these drinks, so my reaction is true reaction. This is quite delicious.
Amazing. And yeah, I love the idea of, you know, using this pomegranate syrup instead of just your regular simple syrup, which is just water and sugar.
Absolute flavor. Also, when we usually ask people, that one is their favorite one. Definitely the most popular of the three.
Good to know. Okay, so let's move on to the Winifred, our fiery Winifred.
Definitely, certainly not least. Winifred, I was actually, my mother is a huge Bette Midler fan, so I was like, especially. My
mother is a huge Bette Midler fan. We used to listen to Bette Midler while we were doing the dishes every day. So I hear you on that one.
Yeah. So this one is definitely a riff on spicy margarita, but I wanted to play a little bit more into a savory factor to add to the flavor of the ginger that I use in the rim. That's another thing, salt rim. This is the only one that has a rim to fall into like the tequila aspect. That's another great creative moment where you can add anything that you'd like to the salt, add a little complexity of flavor. I do a little bit of ginger syrup to kind of give an homage to her red hair. But in keeping with the spicy margarita kind of flavor-wise, I know a lot of people tend to use jalapenos. I knew I was going to use chili bitters, so I kind of go more of a savory flavor with it. So that's when I make the poblano syrup. So it's the same idea of the pomegranate syrup. It's just equal parts a liquid and sugar, but this one is just water instead of the pomegranate syrup. And then once that is brought to a boil, I usually let it cool before I put it in the blender because I've made the mistake a bunch of times of turning on a blender with something ripping hot in it, and I burn myself. So once it's all cool, throw that in a blender. Throw one whole poblano pepper in there. They usually about like 5 to 6 inches. I always recommend cutting the stem off though, because that makes it a little like weird in texture. It makes it like stringy. But yeah, just shake that all together, and then it's finished with the chili bitters. Is what really gives it its spicy notes. And the poblano really adds a nice green color.
Oh wow, that is a gorgeous color, especially for, you know, that Hocus Pocus green vibe. All right, let's try it, Chef Ryan. What's the reaction?
Cheers. Oh yeah, I'm a spicy guy, so this is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how spicy is it on our spicy scale? I always like to give people a heads up, you know, when they're ordering in case.
I don't think it's too spicy. I think it's like just got like that little touch. Poblanos are not crazy spicy. They just kind of like give you that like note of spiciness, but not burn you.
Right. Well, I just love the idea of this trio. I think it's so fun. And so people can order it. Is it only available in the trio, or can you order one or the other?
And then we serve it on a frame with the photograph of the book. If you're familiar with the movie, her lovely book.
Yes.
We put a photo of that in the frame, and then we actually put a black flame candle, which we.
Oh my gosh, the Instagrams I can imagine with this.
Yeah, very, very social media friendly.
It's very social media friendly. Well, thank you, Ryan, so much. I really appreciate you guys showing us how to make some of these cocktails and some dishes. People can swing by. When are you guys open? And you guys are located in Jersey City.
Yes, right now we're open Tuesday through Sunday for dinner, and then brunch on Saturday and Sunday as well. We just want you guys to come out and see us and support us with everything that's been going on. All the restaurants have been down between 20 and 60%. So if it's not us, please just go out to the restaurants and support, because we all are working very hard to, stay in this business and make everybody happy that come out and dine with us.
Absolutely. And it definitely bears repeating, go out and support your local restaurants. Like you just said, the pandemic is not over. Restaurants are still dealing with decreased capacity and doing their best to keep everybody safe. So, we wish you all of the best. And, if that salad and these cocktails aren't enough of a reason to go, I don't know what is, to be honest. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Rebecca. Nice to see you again.
All right, and thank you all so much for tuning in. We will be back with another Halloween-themed show, so I guarantee I will be in some other type of costume at that point. You can stop by the Kitchen Step, which is in Jersey City, and until next week, cheers.